Hey, Star Trek fans, or people like me who have actually never seen an episode of Star Trek ever, but people who are interested in language learning in general. This is going to be a lesson, introduction to the Klingon language. That's the Star Trek language, which apparently is a real language that people actually speak. And I know this because I recently taught a class, not that I know Klingon, but I worked with someone who does know Klingon. We led a group class in which we used my language matrix method to begin conversing instantly in the Klingon language. And since I have these notes, these are the actual notes from the class, I just want to share it with you for the heck of it. It's very interesting, and here we are with a couple pages of matrix that's going to allow us to converse in Klingon and learn a little bit more about this language and also language in general, because a lot of the things that you find in Klingon are based on real languages. Apparently, the creator drew from indigenous languages, I think Native American languages, in terms of grammar and and pronunciation. So here it is. To say hello, you say kavan, kavan, and you got to do the hand signal. You know what I mean? Two fingers, four, okay, whatever. Kavan. Now this is not capitalized. The reason that words are or letters are sometimes capitalized is for pronunciation. So everything is uncapitalized unless it is capitalized, and if it is capitalized, it's capitalized because it's a special sound. So otherwise, kavan. To say I am Tony or I am whatever your name is, you say Tony Jich, and if you can make the sort of Arabic kh, then do so, and that's why the H is capital. If the capital H makes a kh rather than a ha. Do you say Tony Jich and then say your name, Jich? This is reminiscent of any language where the verb comes at the end. Japanese is like that. Korean is like that. Farsi, Hindi, and I'm sure many other languages have the verb at the end of the sentence. And so Tony Jich, by the way, that should tell you that to say I drink coffee, it would be I coffee drink. You see what I'm saying? So that's a implicit lesson about the language. Verb at the end. So kavan Tony Jich. Okay, you try it. Say kavan, and then your name Jich. Okay. Ivsoch. I don't remember what that means. All right, so so forget that. If you're from someplace, someone was from Saudi Arabia in this class. So if you're from Chicago, you're going to say Chicago or wherever you're from, and then vo, which means from, jich. So literally Chicago from I am, right? Because I am is jich, right? So Chicago from jich is Chicago vo jich, and I think that apostrophe meant that you cut the sound short. So instead of vo jich, you say vo jich, okay? So kavan Tony jich, Chicago vo jich. Okay. Now look, if you say vo soch a, it's soch a is are you, right? So if I want to say are you from Chicago, I say Chicago from you are question. Just makes a question apparently. Okay. So if I want to ask you, are you from Chicago? I say Chicago from you are. So Chicago vo soch a. Okay. So practice asking me, Tony, are you from Chicago? I say Tony, Chicago vo soch a. And to say yes, I'm going to say hijab. All right, so let's try it. Kavan Tony Jich, Chicago vote Jich. You say, are you from the north side of Chicago? Vote soch a hijab. Right? If you said, are you from New York? And I was like, no, I'm not from New York. Robet, Robet, GH makes kind of a r, Robet. All right, you cut the sound at the end. So New York vote soch a Robet. Okay, Maj, good, okay, I get, okay. Vidob, that D is a little heavier, that's why it's capitalized. Vidob means I live. So Chicago, I live, is the way to say. You say Chicago Vidob. Are you, or do you live, second person verb, instead of Vidob, you say Dadab a, and a is because it's a question again. So Dadab a. Chicago, do you live? Chicago Dadab a. And if yes, say Hijab, Chicago Vidab. Or no, Robé, maybe New York Vidab, or North Carolina Vidab. Right? Where is Nukdok? Nukdok. All right, Nukdok you live. Where you live? Nukdok Dadab. All right, already starts to sound a little alien, right? So Nukdok Nukdok dodab. This is how the Klingons speak, right? So ask your Klingon speaking friend, or if you ever find yourself traveling intergalactically and you meet a Klingon, then you say Nukdok dodab, and they'll say, oh, I live in Chicago, Chicago vidab. All right. So practice. If you want to practice, you can practice writing this. See if you can learn it. And you edge soch. Excuse me. Edge soch. And you. All right. What was this? Chicago vidab. Chicago dadab a. Right. I live in Chicago. Do you live in Chicago? If you want to say I speak, you say vijatl. That last sound is a tl, a T. It's like a T, and then let the air come out of the sides of the tongue. Vijatl. By the way, it's Mexican, now what language? You could call it the Aztec language, has this sound. Maybe he drew from that, but that sound does exist. So Klingon Chol is this Klingon language. Okay, so Klingon Chol Vijatl. Right? So if you speak Klingon, say Klingon I speak. Klingon Chol Vijatl. And then do you speak is you add da. So notice vi for I, da for you. Okay, so Chicago vidab, you, Chicago dadab a. Klingon chol vijatl, Klingon chol dajatl a. All right. From there, we moved into a little bit of past, present, future. I guess if you put a pu on the end of vijatl, it's the past tense. So I used to, or I spoke, or I used to speak, I'm not sure which one I use. Past tense, I spoke. Vijatl pu. So Klingon hol vijatl pu. Did you speak Klingon today? Klingon hol dajatl pu a. All right, so just beginning to look at the grammar. Here it was. I spoke Klingon today. Today was dach jaj. Doch jaj. So today, Klingon language spoke past tense. I spoke past tense. Okay, so dach jaj Klingon hol vijatl pu. Right, now if you switch out the verb, again, dajatl, you could say dach jaj Klingon hol dajatl pu a. Right, I guess here it was. So dach jaj Klingon hol dajatl pu a. Right, and then you could say yes. Chija. Dach jaj Klingon hol vijatl pu. Right? This was an English demonstration on how tense and aspect works, not Klingon, and moved on a little bit to some stuff. That was basically, I guess you'd have to be there for the rest of this. But anyways, that's how Klingon works a little bit, and that's how a language matrix works to have a conversation in a language, even as out there, literally, as the Star Trek language, Klingon.